What's good, everybody? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Guys, I'm gonna tread lightly again. It is Black History Month, and I have made some controversial videos about Black Lives Matter before. I do know that we have people who are supportive of Black Lives Matter, so I want to tread lightly. I know I'm still going to piss somebody off anyway, but I want to talk about Black Lives Matter Louisville. Now, Louisville is a great city. I've been there before. Muhammad Ali is from Louisville, and Louisville is actually pretty hood too. Like, they got some dudes out there that's about that life in Louisville, and I want to talk about this particular young man, Quintez Brown. Okay, now he is also a Black Lives Matter activist. The issue is that he recently was arrested for trying to shoot a Kentucky mayoral candidate. All right, and this candidate was Craig Greenberg. All right, and these shots were fired at him, who was inside of some office there. Okay, now this is attempted murder for sure. The interesting thing was that he was bailed out, $100,000 bond, bailed out by the Black Lives Matter chapter in Louisville. Now, they're making all the excuses for him in the world. He's somebody who has mental issues. You know, he needs support and help. You know, stuff like that. You know, he all of these different things. Okay, you can come together and you can bail him out. Listen, if that's going to be on code for certain people, I'm not going to argue with you. I'll leave it up to you. If this is on code, your people do something, whether it's right or wrong, we're going to stand by people. Okay, fine. Let that be the reason. Let's move with that argument. I want to say, what about the people that we need in the Black community? I understand that Black Lives Matter deals with police brutality, but when you're bailing out somebody who has an attempted murder charge, and if that's how you invest your money, why not then try to put that same money up for somebody who wants to be an entrepreneur in the Louisville community to employ people in the Black community in Louisville? Why not that? Because see, if we can come together to get people bonded out who want to do attempted murders on mayoral candidates, if our energy is there, where is our energy to develop the people in the community that are our talented, most brightest people that are often neglected? You know, the folks that leave the Black community and go live amongst the whites, you know, those people who don't come back to Louisville or close by to Indiana, and they go to Atlanta or they go to someplace else, and you lose that talent, you never get it back, because you can invest in people who don't really do anything for you. And it's funny, I was saying it today, when it comes to our community, we can come together if it's about twerking, shoes, drugs, things like that, but something productive, we can come together at times, but not as often. When it comes to defending criminals or potential criminals, we will go back all day and defend those people. If it comes to roasting people, which I love to do, we're there for that. But what about the infrastructures? And I've been looking at a lot about local economies and how to develop local economies. I've been studying this quite often. And if you look at a lot of Black communities, the reason why we consume so much and spend so much, our economies don't produce any money. Our neighborhoods don't produce any money. We work for people and we live in those neighborhoods, but those neighborhoods and communities that we live don't produce anything that brings money to those communities, largely. So the Black community has hit a standstill on that premise. You know, we're not creating things that create Black businesses and Black things that create money for the community we live in, or employ people, or bring resources, or importing money in. We're not concerned with that, because we're more concerned a lot of times about protecting criminals, our rappers, and when the best of our people who can lead us to do something, we don't care about them. We always want to make excuses for the people who perform poorly. It's one of the things I've noticed. Which is why for a lot of people in our community, I don't even address certain things anymore. I learned that this month during Black History Month. African Americans don't waste your time addressing them. You know, because you're gonna become the enemy. So it's better to just leave it alone. Right? Which is why we lose our talented people everywhere else. Where do they go? Our talented blacks go everywhere that we're not. Why? Because we don't produce resources for them. We'll have the money and we will never use it to do anything constructive with it. Okay? We'll bail people out. Or Sean King, we'll raise money to send him to buy him a new house. Black pastors. Oh, pastor anniversary. Do everything. Bringing things that actually shape things in certain communities, businesses that actually provide income, that make communities more competitive. Because when you have a really good business in your community, then that might bring in other businesses to serve because the workforce is coming to that area. We don't do that. Although, if we work together, we could. Because we're so busy worshiping those people who are bad actors in our camp. And it's like, if you call out these people, you're not on code. Okay, so fine. I won't call the guy out directly. I don't want to be off code. What I do want to do is I do want to be away from people that think like that. I do not want my kids, my mother, okay, my fathers. I don't want people from my community and my family or close friends living around people who think like this. I just don't, because there's no hope for you. And by the time you figure it out, it's too late. You're 45, 50, 60, you know? We got to help build our productive people up so that they don't even encounter the police. How about building your people up so they become the police? How about building your people up so they understand, you know, how to provide resources to their community? How to solve the problems in the communities instead of becoming part of the problem. But then if the police would have killed that guy, they would have been wrong. But see, when they did it, it was, oh, he has these problems. Okay, fine. If you're going to stay on code, listen to what I'm saying. If you're going to stay on code for the Pookies and Ray Rays, you better stay on code for your best blacks. As much as you're going to bail him out, what about the talented blacks? That's all I want to know. I don't want to hear any excuses for why, you know, oh, well, you know, the educated lames. Why are we not putting that? Like, we have so much money in our community. We don't invest in talented black people. We don't. We wonder why we don't have anything. It's obvious. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. I'm out.